The future of Africa in AI begins now. At FTLAfrica, Nova 2 is your ignition trail. Explore cutting-edge tracks built for creators and communicators.
Master the skills shaping the future of tech. Engineer systems that power the world.
Lead with responsibility. Shape the future of Africa.
Don't just watch the AI revolution. Be part of it. Apply now and ignite your journey with Nova 2.
Want to lead Africa's AI revolution?
12 weeks minimum. 9 weeks classes, 2 weeks capstone build, 1 week demo and defense, mentors, real projects.
Lead the future of AI with tracks like Product Manager, Marketing Strategist, Workflow Explorer, and AI Ethicist, shaping innovation with vision and responsibility. Build and power AI systems as a data engineer, AI translator, engagement specialist, developer, or AI ops engineer, driving impact with advanced integration. Go deeper with prompt engineering, AI security and governance, and research and model development, pioneering the next wave of AI innovation.
Spots are filling fast. Apply today and ascend with Pathfinder Charge.
There's a man called Guido van Roosters. He's the guy who invented Python in 1991. Python is an open source platform where people contribute on Python. So Python is widely used in web development and data science and machine learning too. Python is also used in automation and scripting. And Python is also used as a software. Okay. So most people knows about Python. And Python is as easy as possible, but it also, you have to understand the language is very easy and the syntax are very easy to learn. So if you want to know about Python, there's a site you go. If I click on this now, it will take me to the site of where Python is. This is Python era, where you can get Python itself. This is a site where you can know about Python. You download Python IDE and you start using Python IDE in your system. Okay. I don't know where to do the demonstration for you guys, but I've already installed Python IDE on my system. So just download it and you start to use Python. So if you need any help in terms of downloading Python and trying to use Python, you can reach out to me and I'll be glad to do that for you. So that's the site you can get about anything you need to know about Python. You can come to this site, the latest Python, whatever you need to know about Python, these areas you need to know, what it does, this is the documentation about Python. So whatever information you need to gather about Python, you come to this side of Python. So that is that. So let's go into what the syntax of Python. Python is being done in an indentation manner. Okay, that's how Python is being done. For example, if you decide to put Python on this side, if you like to do the print and you run this code, it will throw you an error. The error is going to throw you, is going to tell you indentation error. We expected the indentation block from this code, but it gave us, you do not indent your indentation. That is just that. So errors like this, when you see errors like this that happens in Python, you take note of it, and all you need to do is to push your, and once it changes I'm going to tell you how this is another interface. Well, I mean another platform called Jupyter Notebook. Though me and I've discussed how I will tell you how you can go about it. Tell you how you can go about it. If you want to get this platform, you have to download what we call Anaconda. Anaconda is the platform. Let me just take you guys to this is the site of Anaconda. When you come here, this is the link. I'll paste the link for you guys. Let me paste the link for you guys on the chat. Let me see the chat. Here's the chat. This is the chat. Sorry, guys. This is the chat. So you come here for those who want to get this platform. Once you come here, you click on this, it will open up. It will open up to this platform. Once you click on it like this, it will start downloading at once. You see the download here. You will get a download instantly, but there's no need for me to have already downloaded it. You get a download instantly. So that is after the download, you can now install you just follow the instructions step by step, and you can now install your Anaconda and use something like this called Jupyter Notebook. That's what I'm using. You know that it has it's easy to explain because it's a shell code and you can see your error and you can take care of your error. That is just why it is easy to use. So we are talking about indentation error here. Indentation error is one error that Python takes very serious. So if you don't indent your work, it becomes a problem for you. If you run it now, the code will run. It will tell you this is greater than 2. So that is just about what indentation is. So Python works in indentation, which is everything about Python. You must indent it. That is just that. You must indent your code. So we'll be seeing more of how to go about indenting our code. So there's another thing called comment. Comment is we just make comment and we use the hashtag sign here to make our comment. We put it here. It has no effect on the code we're about to do. It has no effect on the code. So when we do comment, we just comment and it has no reason. You can put it on top or you can put it by the side. So I just want to tell you the two places you decide to put your comment. And comment, why do we do comment? It's for somebody to understand what your code is doing. It's to explain to the person, this is what my code is doing. So the person, for readability, let me use the word for readability. I should be able to know what you are writing. So that's why you are putting comment. So comment is very important when it comes to Python. So you have to learn how to comment. That somebody who sees you, I can just put here, I am printing hello world. I am printing hello world. So somebody who sees it, you know that I'm just printing. That's what you know that I'm just printing and using the print statement. Okay, we'll come to talk about print statement later, but so comment is what we are talking about. Yes. So we just comment at that point. I can decide to put it at the top and I can decide to put it by the side. So that is comment for you. making comments using hashtag method. So another important area in Python is called variables. Variables is like a store where you store your item. You must store something. It's like if you have a store and you go and put something inside that store. Whenever you decide to go and get it from that store, you will get it from the store. So Python believes on variables, that you must store your items. You must store it or anything. So you create what we call variables. And what Python does is that, unlike other programming language, you have to define the variable. But Python, you don't define the variable. You don't tell you don't tell Python that this is an integer, this is a float, this is a boolean. Yeah. But some other program, when I was doing JavaScript, I was working with JavaScript. You have to define that, yeah, this is an integer before you use Java. But Python automatically knows that if you put a number, it already knows that if you put a string, it knows it automatically. You don't need to start to define it, all those things. So assigning a variable to your what you want to do is very important in Python. So Python automatically knows that this is what you want. This is how you want it to. So like this case now, you can see that I've decided to assign a variable. Please, what I wanted you guys to do is that if you don't understand anything, let us be interactive. Not I'll just teach. I don't know the level of people I'm dealing with, but I don't want to just be talking at the end. Maybe nobody understands what I'm saying at the ending, and it doesn't make any sense. Let it be a good interactive. You can call me back, ask me questions, ask me whatever things concerning what we are doing, and I'll be glad to explain further. Okay. So it's better in that way. So I want to carry you guys along, so that it's not be as if I'm just talking and after the ending nobody understands what I'm doing. So that is just that. So variables in Python. So this now you can see that s is equals to 5. Python, in some places, in some programming language, you need to indicate, put it like you need to show it that this is an integer, like this. But Python automatically knows that this is an integer. You don't need to put anything at the front and tell Python this is. Also, in this case, it knows that this is a string. That's a string. That's a word. Hello is a word. It knows, and it's called a string. So you don't need to tell Python that these things are what it is. It automatically knows it. Once you define it, once you put the variables as you are talking, because you are storing this 5 inside this S, and you are storing this hello inside this. So you know that. So when you print it out using the print statement, you know it, that this is 5. This is hello. Okay. So those are the things. Python automatically knows all whatever we are doing. So that is Python for you. It stores in variables. So also this is another type of variable we are talking about here. S is of the integer. So also salary is now of the type string. So these are both comments I'm making. And so what I'm trying to do here is that, again, I want to explain Python changes too. If you put S, if you put an integer here, and you come back and put a string here, Python will say you've now changed, you've stored. You will take the last variable. That's what I'm trying to explain here. You will take the last variable. You will remove this number 4 and put this sign as your. So 4 is no longer in that, is no longer stored by X anymore again. So it interchanged the variable. It takes the last thing you stored in the variable as what it wants you to do. That is how Python works. Okay. So those are the things you must understand about Python. Those are necessary things you must understand about Python. Okay. So I will just be talking about how Python takes variables and stuff and changes the variables from one point to the other. So as it is now, this thing has been changed. It's no longer, if we, just for example now, I decide to put another, just for example now, I decide to put x equals to 3.6. You know you are giving me salary now, you will not change it. You know this float now we are talking about. You can see it takes the last word from what you want to do. So that is Python for you. That is Python for you. So if you understand how Python works, that's how Python works. When you start trying to understand how Python works. But I want to explain something before we go. I'll be coming. I want to just tell you guys one of the biggest secrets of Python. Anything in Python, we'll be talking about anything in Python. Python believes that everything is an object. We'll be dealing on that. Everything it does is an object. And an object has an attribute. And an attribute has a method. I would like to explain. That's how Python works. Everything we do in Python is an object. And it has an attribute. Attribute is like, okay, a human being is an object. Human being has hand. Human being has leg. What does human being use his hand to do? He moves his hand. That is a method in Python. So Python believes in that human beings. So that's how Python works. That's the idea of Python. That's how Python is used. That's the secret. We'll be looking at that later. That's the secret of Python. That everything is an object. Everything works in an object. So Python understands that. If you understand that method, that Python works, everything about Python is an object. An object has an attribute and also has a method. We'll be talking about that, but I want you guys to put that in your mind. That is the way Python works. So also, I'm going to be talking about I'm going to be talking about variable. In this case now, you are seeing that 3 is inside here. But this 3 is not assumed to be a number. It is assumed to be a string. A string is that it cannot be added, it cannot be. It is just assumed. But if you are looking at it, you assume, you think it's a number. You cannot add it. Okay. So when you put something on Python like this in front of it, str, you are telling Python that is a string. It is not a number. When you put nint, you are telling Python this is a number. It is Python understand this is a number now. When you put float, you are not telling Python that it will put it in the form of decimal point for you. That's what you are telling Python to do. Those are just ways in which you understand what Python does. Let me run this. So those are ways you understand what Python does in what he is doing. So also, you are getting the type. Like this type now, it's a type in Python. It's a type in Python. S equals to 5. Y equals to John. So we are asking Python the different type we are dealing with. Like this is a number, it's integer. This one is also Y, and Y is a string. It's not a number. So though I'm talking about data type, but we'll still deal on that. But we are talking about variables. Try to understand that this variable that store 5 is an integer. Hello, anybody has any question to ask? Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Am I
we can.
still
Yes, we
audible?
can.
Can hear you. Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, I just want us to, I want to try to just see as if. So, what I'm trying to explain to you guys is that though I'm using so many things here, we are still talking about variables, but there are so many things I'm bringing up here. Once you store your value here, which is 5, Python understands that it is an integer. Once you store John here, Python understands that it is a string. So if you use the type function and you print out, it will tell you the class it belongs to. It is an integer class. It is a string class. So Python knows what you are doing, whatever you are. So that is just that. Now you can also use under this. If you don't, I was just talking about this one here, where you can use double quotation mark or single quotation mark, whatever mark you decide to use. I just brought that up too. So I was talking about different use cases, so that it will not seem as if you don't know the use cases. Okay. So when you are storing a variable X, you can use double quotation mark on that screen. So also you can use single quotation mark here. So it is acceptable by Python. Also, Python is case, let me just run it. It will not give you anything because it is stored until I say print. If you print out S, what S is, which is John. Or you can just put something down like this, and Python will give you X, John. Because it's the last this thing is going to print out for you. So that's what we call case sensitive. A is different from capital A in Python. There are two different things. That's what we mean by case sensitive. There are two different variables. There are two different variables when it comes to Python. So if you put small a as your variable and you put capital A as your variable, Python takes them differently. It is case sensitive, very case sensitive. So we should consider case sensitive in Python. So there are two different uses. Let me run it, and I'll now put small a.
My lecturer, there's a question
Yes,
for you. There's a question for
I'm
you.
not seeing. I think they should stop me and ask me. But I'm not
Okay,
seeing
please
it
go
in
ahead. Michael, ask a question. Don't worry, don't check it. Just hold.
Okay. Sorry. I just want to, can you please explain that casting again? I didn't seem to get it. Sorry about that.
Okay, this casting.
Yes, please.
This is casting is like telling Python that you want to change. You want to change one variable, one data type to another data type. That is what casting is all about. If you have and if you don't put this something in front of Python, now let me give you an example. I will explain something different now. So if you run, it will give you an error. Sorry, because okay. Forget about error. I just want to explain something for you. I will explain what I do. Now, so Python is an integer. It's an integer. If I run this like this and ask Python, I put type. I ask Python the type like this, and I say Python type S for me. It will tell me it's an integer. But if I put something like this, front, Python will tell me it's a string. You see,
Okay.
that is what we mean by casting. That is just what we mean by casting. So if I put like this in front of Python now, and ask Python, what have I given? You tell me it's a float I've given.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So that's just casting about. That's what casting is all about. This tree is indicating that it is a float. It may not be that you are seeing it there, but I'm putting something in front to tell Python that I want it to be a float. Eh? You understand what I'm saying?
All right.
That's what,
Yeah.
that's what that casting is about. And
I get it now. Thank you very much.
After I cast it, I will not give it as because I'm talking about variable. I'm not telling Python that. Python knows that the Z is a float. You understand what? That's just
Yes.
what I'm just trying to explain. That's variable for me.
All right. Thank you. I got it. Thank you.
So that's just variable for you. So also, okay, I was just talking about one. I was talking about case sensitive situation. You see, Python is telling me that it's 4. That is this one. If I change here again and tell Python, Python will tell me it's 5. So that is just that. It knows A is not the same thing as small a and big A. That different something are writing in Python. So we should be careful what we are writing out in Python. That is just that. So now, how do we name our variable? I just indicated some name, just a single listing. But if we are to write the name in more than just a single letter word, how do we go about naming it? So there are various ways a variable can have a short name like X and Y, or more descriptive name, age, can name, name, total underscore volume. So the ones I was doing was just a single listing. So what are the rules? How do you go about writing your variable name in Python? How do you go about doing it? Those are the now. I stated everything down there, how to write a variable name. A variable name must start with a letter or the underscore character. A variable name cannot start with a number. A variable name can only contain alphanumeric characters and underscore. A variable name are case sensitive. A variable name cannot be any of the Python keywords. Like you cannot use string, str, you cannot use int. Those are Python words. You cannot use sti as a variable name. Anything that Python uses, you must not use it. You must not use it. So I just did different variable name here than here. How the variable name is supposed to be. Yes. So all these ones are variable names. This one are to move are illegal in Python. Yeah, it will the first error says it will throw an error to it and tell you that it's an invariant decimal base. So what I want you to understand is this syntax. What you should be working at, you should be able to understand Python error. That is the most important thing. By the time you throws the error, you should be able to understand syntax error. This error. These errors are very good in understanding Python. Those errors will make you understand Python very well. What error Python is giving to you. So those are the things. So one thing you should build yourself is the errors Python is giving. All these things are illegal names, cannot move in Python. If you write this kind of names in Python, Python will throw you an error. So that is that. Now, let us talk of multi-word variable name, which I've already said. So there's what we call how you write names in Python. Variable names with more than one word can be difficult to read, yes. And there's several techniques you can use to make them more readable. There's what we call camel case. Camel case. Camel case. Very important. Camel case has to do with, at times you capitalize some words. Yeah. My variable and this. That is what we call camel case. I don't know other programming does that, and maybe other programming does this. But in Python, there's what we call camel case. How to write your variable. If somebody who sees it will know that yes, it's not just to write a single variable that matters. You write a variable that may make sense, and you may put it in the form of a camel case situation. There's what we call Pascal case. That each word starts with a capital letter. So there's what we call the last one called snake case. There's the last one called snake case. So I just did. I don't know. Well, this one I would have done something. Okay. I just wanted to give an exercise. Although I've done the data, I would have asked you guys what this thing is here. Maybe somebody would have said, but forget about the exercise is already being solved. Okay. So this one is.
Sorry, I have a question.
I wanted to ask, out of all the things I have stated here, which one is an illegal? It's not illegal. That is, it's illegal. So that's I wanted to just ask that question in the class, but I've already solved it. Okay, can you ask your question, please? Thank you very much.
Yeah, my question is for the snake case.
Okay.
The words, must they be small letters?
Yes, with underscore.
Okay, they must be small letters. Okay. Okay.
With underscore. So if you want to write the camel case, is there. If you want to write the Pascal case, you can see. It's for readability purposes, please.
All right.
As a Pythonista in the process, let me say, as a Pythonista, person who is a Python programmer, you should be able to write cases like this. Most Python programmer write cases in this form. Some may not want to even bother themselves, but me, I prefer snake case mostly. That's what I write. I don't write any other case than the snake case. I don't know the case you will take. I always put underscore when I'm writing my name. I feel when I'm writing variable. Okay. I always put underscore. I prefer the snake case. It's more better for me. I just write the snake case and I don't know which one you prefer. Or whatever one you decide to go for. You can write any of them. But I just prefer the snake case. That's it. For this one, I just did it already. You guys have already seen the answer because I've already run the code. I thought I wanted to just ask you guys which one is not illegal. You can see that the first one is not legal. If you just do like this on it, put a comment in front of it, the rest are legal. Finish. You can see that. Okay, that one. Python does not write this. You cannot put dash. You cannot put the name like this and put dash and tell Python. So we must know how we can write a variable. It's very important. So that's just that. So also there are other ways you can still write your variable at once. That's your variable. You can put it in this format. Python knows that you are giving S this one. Python knows that you are giving banana to this one. You are giving cherry to this one. So that way you can write variable. So I want to just explain as much as possible cases that you will meet in Python. That's why I'm taking my time to explain as much as write all these things. That it will not look as if you can do a diversion into writing different ways in Python. Okay. So I'm just showing all the ways we can deal on installing that are the ways when you see somebody writing in this manner, you'll be wondering, why is this person writing it in this manner? Or why is this person writing it in this manner? Okay. So you should understand the whole scenario. So that is that case. So also you can in Python give it to all of them like this one in this you assign it in that case. You can also decide to give it one by one the same thing, but it's better if you write it in this manner, like giving one orange all the. You can say x equals to orange, y equals to orange, z equals to orange. But once you say you can just do the error of the all in this manner, and it will produce your orange for you. That you are assigning orange to S, Y, Z. I hope we are making sense here.
Yes.
Hello, I hope everything is in order.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. But I don't want a situation in which I'm not making sense to you guys. I believe that. So there are other cases that you can also do in Python, but all these ones I'm just bringing it so you see. Now, this is called a list, but I want to assign variables to this list. So I want to assign apple, banana, cherry to this list. Okay. We'll be talking about lists, how to work with lists later. But I just want to show you I can assign variables to this list. So I will print each thing about. I will assign S to apple, I will assign banana, I will assign cherry. Okay. So you can unpack under a list, but we'll be doing on list. But just put in mind that whenever you see things like this, that is Python for you. There are so many ways we're going to talk. That is how Python works. So there are so many ways we are going to look at. Okay. So we are going to take our time. We're not going to be in a hurry. I'm going to take my time to explain as many ways as possible to you guys. Okay. So also, there's what we call output in Python. We're also assigning Python is an option. Okay. A complete sentence. It's a complete sentence that, and you are using a print statement to print it out. Okay. Python is an option. Does that. You are using a complete. So you can do a sentence, a long sentence, and we assign it to a variable. So Python knows that that long sentence we are assigning to a variable called s. So also we can use a print statement after assigning our names, the variable name is that. We can use a print statement and we print it out in this manner. After assigning the variable, because now we're talking about variable, I'm talking about the different ways of variables, the different patterns of variables. That's what I'm talking about here. So we can assign variables in this pattern. Python is awesome, and you can print it out. Even if you decide to say you put another variable again, let's say k equals to equal to awesome, and you put something like awesome like this, and we'll put it. And we'll come here again and put our comma, put k here. So Python is going to print out everything for us. So Python is going to print everything out for us. That is Python for you. So let's just understand what we are doing. So there's different ways you need to go to the market. Maybe somebody is coming from Lagos, somebody is coming from Apapa, somebody is coming from Yanipaja. So that is just what we are handling here. That's what we are looking at in this Python cases we are talking about. Well, we are going to look at cases so that it will not look as if when you see things like this, they will not make sense to you. So another way again, we use the plus sign operator to add our variable. We can use the plus sign operator to add our variable. That's another way. We can use the plus sign to add our variable. So also, apart from using the plus sign, we can also use the plus sign for integers too. Not this is string, this is integer, and will give us our answer. Now, another thing is that you cannot add integer and string. It is not possible. It is not possible. A number and a word, they don't add it together. So it will throw you an error. It will throw you an error. It sees them differently. It will throw you an error. That is the error you have thrown here, which I just run. It will throw you an error. And if you look it, it will tell you that unsupported opera type for plus, integer, and string. So that is the error it's giving us, unsupported. It doesn't support it. Opera means operation. Opera. Operation. That operation cannot work. So for integer and string, it cannot work. So that is just that. So you should be able to know. So he has coded me an error telling me it cannot work. So that is just that for you. But another method you can use where you, without using a plus, you can just put the 5 here, and Python will know that these are two different things. You are putting an integer, you are putting a string. So it will accept it. You will accept it wholeheartedly. Python will accept it wholeheartedly. I'm telling you the truth. So that is Python for you. So if you run this, you will see that there's no problem because we are not doing any operation here. We are not doing addition, whether we are doing this thing. We are not adding the adding method here. We are already just telling Python that 5 and John. Put John here, put 5 here. That's what we are just doing. Now, there's what we call global variables. There's what we call global variables, and look at global and local variables. I just want to bring it to the fore. Okay. So, variable that you create outside the function. We'll be talking about function, but I know that but I have to say this. We'll be creating all these things. We are talking about variable. That's why but we'll deal with all things that I've said before. We're talking about variables here that are created outside the function, as in other examples in the previous page, and previous things are there as known as. So global variable can be used by everybody, both inside of the function and outside. But we'll be talking about more about function. But I want to just explain what just look at, remove your mind from function. What we are talking here is about variables that stores something. So S is a variable itself. that stores awesome. Now, if you print this and say S here, Python is going to print awesome for us out here, because we will call this we will learn how to call variable. So you will learn how to call variable very soon. But my concern is for you to understand global variables and the inside variable. We're going to, that's what my concern is. What is global variable? What is local variable? That's my concern. So now, Python is awesome now. Now, if you come down to these cases here, we have what we call this outside here, this awesome here is global variable. Fantastic inside here is local variable. Fantastic here is local variable. Awesome here is global variable because it's outside the function. So if you write a function which we are going to be dealing, you put a local variable inside it. Python will print that local variable for S here. But if you call a function, this fantastic cannot come out of this no matter what you do, because it must stay inside this function. It is only awesome if we call this function. So that's why you see that this S here and this S here, which are the same thing, but because of this fantastic is inside. If I will show you the example. I'll do something for you guys. Now you can see that I've printed this thing out. I've printed fantastic for this one. I've printed awesome for this one. That two I've printed out. Now, let me show you something now. It is very awesome that will come outside here. Because fantastic is not a this thing. So also, if I decide to say, well, fantastic is inside a function, we'll be talking about function. If I print this one, it is fantastic that is going to come outside. So that is local and global variable. So let me come further as to tell you that fantastic can be a global variable. How to make fantastic a global variable. So for me to make fantastic a global variable, I must use the word global, S here. If I don't use the word global, S here, fantastic can never be global variable. So I don't need to do print out here under this function again. I don't need to do it. What I just need to do is to define S as a global variable and come and print. Even if I decide to say I decide to do I don't need to decide to print S to print this S inside here. That's why you are seeing that I'll just define it as a global variable and come and print. If I don't do that, fantastic cannot be printed out in this manner. I hope you guys are catching what I'm doing.
No, please, can you come again?
Okay. We have, this is a function. I know that you guys I'm just explaining what variable is. We have what we call under function, we have what we call global variable and local variable. Awesome, yeah, because it is outside the this function. It is called global variable. S here is inside the function. It is called local variable. We'll be talking about variable. Look, but now I want to explain when it comes to function, when we'll be dealing on when you are writing function, how to explain what is called local variable and global variable. So awesome here is global variable. Fantastic here is local variable. So if I print out here, it's already this one that will come out. It's already local because the print statement has to be inside the function for fantastic to come out. For fantastic to come out. If you start here, fantastic will not come out. See, that's what we call a function. Once you write a function, we'll be defining it. Once you call this function, you call it like this. Once you call the function in this manner, you are telling Python that you want what is printed inside that function. Anything that is inside that function, I want it out. If we don't put print here, nothing will come out from this function. Nothing will come outside. Rather, it is awesome that will come outside for me. So that is just what is the difference between local and global. I hope you now. If I call this function now, you will see that it's only fantastic that will come outside. Because I've already used a print statement inside the function that fantastic will come out. You should forget about
plus X that you put. The plus X that you put. I don't know where you got it from. Like the Python.
This is it now. This is it. This is the X here.
I know the plus.
Yes, now because okay, it's a print statement I'm trying to make. It's a print statement. I'm using the plus here. I've already taught you guys about plus. Sorry, I've taught you guys here now about plus here now. This is plus here. But if you write, I've taught you that you can add Python S this that. This is one. You can put this one here. You can put this one here. You can put this one here. That is just. So what I just did is that I just wrote Python. I put it in quotation mark. This is if you are using a print statement here, you can put anything here. But I've already defined what S is at the top here. I don't need to come. Python will come here and take this word and put here. Because I've already defined it on S as this S variable here. I've already defined it. That also, this S is awesome. Am I making sense?
Yes.
Eh?
Yes.
I've already defined it now, which I've defined here too now. Which I defined here, I showed you guys too.
I get it now.
No problem. I just want you guys, you must understand what I'm doing. Because it will pay me if you don't understand what I'm doing. That's what it will pay me. Because I want you guys to really know what Python is doing. The idea, because one thing about this Python is that if you can interpret this code, you know what this code is doing. You've solved 99.9% of your problem. The other problem is for you to start mastering it, writing it, mastering it, writing it. But if I bring a code to you and say and give you the code, you cannot tell me you don't know what this code is. You cannot tell me you don't know what this code is. You'll be able to understand what this code is doing. I write a code and I drop for you and say, take, this is the code I've written. You should be able to, yes, you should be able to understand what the code is doing. That's what I'm trying to explain. You should be able to understand what the code is doing. That is the main thing. That's why I say, if you understand what the code is doing, you're able to solve 99.9% of Python. Nobody can do you. If they carry, you go to any year, anybody carry any code that come and give to you, you know what the person is writing. You say, yes, I'm writing it. The other one is that you yourself will now start developing, writing your own code. That I said, in code writing, you'll be able to solve 99.9%. Anybody that knows that what the code is doing. It is not just writing a code and you don't know what the code is doing. So if you're able to know, if you know what this code, I understand what this code is doing. If somebody will write this code and give to me, I understand it. I can interpret the code. That's the basis of the code. Interpret it. So that's what I want you guys to understand. So what we are actually talking about here is we are thinking about local variables and global variables when it comes to function. So we are talking about variables. So I brought a case where you have a global variable and a local variable. I told that also global variable. I told you fantastic. It's local variable. Local variable is inside this function. This is the function. You learn how to develop a function, I would say, but just understand that anything inside here, you write, is a local variable. Anything outside this is a global variable. So I'm just explaining to you that if you don't put a print statement here and you call this function, it will not work. Python will go and pick variable here. You go and pick that variable here. Let me give you an example. You will see what I'm talking about. It's supposed to pick because you did not put print. And you go and print that variable. You will go and pick this variable at the top here. It will not look at this fantastic at all because this fantastic is inside a function. The other way Python will pick this one is it will pick this one here and we put this one in this place. You pick both of them. Now, and I say, okay, let's make this one that's inside a global variable and forget about any other variable. Okay. And let me give you an example. If you don't make this one, let me show you. Python we flag that there's no global variable. It will give me an error if I run this. But it does not see S as anything. It does not see anything in this. It will flag it for me. Okay, he has got to pick this one. This one, he's not supposed to pick this one. But already, I've run this code, it will go and look for global variable and go and pick and put here. It's not supposed because I've already run this one. You go and pick. So I already run this one as a global variable here. So let me say that I've run it again. Okay, so you go and pick global variable. But if I decide to remove this thing and tell Python that this is I've decided to take this as a global variable, I don't need to put a print statement here inside this function. I'll just only call this and say to print it out. It will print it out. But I don't need to put a print statement here. That is what I'm trying to make you guys understand. That's just the difference between what I'm trying to make you guys understand. So also, you can still run the same way on Python. You can still run it the same way. So change the value of a global variable inside the function, refer to the variable by using a global key. So I will just this one is the same thing as this one. There's no difference. I was just writing the two of them together. So that is just that for you. Let's talk about data type. I want to just talk about data type. There are various types of data type that we're going to be dealing on. We're going to be talking about integer. We're going to talk about float. We're going to talk about string in Python. These are data types in Python. So I just stated them out here. Examples of data type. We have built-in data type that Python has. It has built-in that. It has Boolean, float. We have number. When you talk of number type, you will see integer, we see float, we see complex. We have people used to talk of list and tuple and range as data type, but they're not real data type. Dictionary, map, all those things. But they're not the ones that are real data type that we are really talking about are integer, float, and complex. So these are real data types. So if you decide to run this, you will see that A is an integer, 2.5 is a float. This is complex. You just put them and print them out, just like what we did about data type. So also, you can convert to on data type. If you want to change a float, that's this one, that this x to float. This is supposed to be 1.0. We can convert float to integer to float to integer, float to string, whatever complex. Doing the data type, string is supposed to be part of the data type. So also, this is A, x equals to 1, y equals to 2, which is float. So you can convert once you convert something, you give it another, but you can still put x. If you convert it, the x still changes. You can still change. I can still change here to x if I want. If I don't want to give it another variable, you can change variable interchangeably. But if you feel that you want to still put x back in this place, you are free to do that. So also, if you feel that y, you want to put y back in this place, Python is going to accept. So let me just show you. Look at just yeah, y back. instead of B. Okay, this one is come. So, because if I decide to change this X now, because Python changed the last value here. That's why I was trying to change this so that it makes sense. It will be as if we are putting a new listing in that place. So what I'm trying to do is to show you guys that this is complex. It will print out the, we'll check the data type, whether it's integer, it is float, or it is complex, which is going to give to you. So that is data type for you when it comes to dealing with Python. So also there's what we call random number. If you run it, it will give us, there's what we call random number too. Python has a module. That one is built inside Python. You have to import that module called random number. You have to import, use the word import. So this is a number we call random, and you use that word import. Once you import it, you can now run a random number between 1 and 9. Between 1 and, it will not give you a random number. You just pick any random number. If I do it, maybe the random number will be changing. 1, sorry. Random number will be changing. 7, 6. So it will not be changing. So that is random number for you in Python. So also there's what we call casting, which I've explained earlier in Python. What is called casting. Casting, you now convert one type into another, which I don't know who, as somebody was asking me that question. That's what we call casting in Python. I've explained it earlier. When you change one data type to another data type, maybe you change float to integer, integer to float, float to integer, integer to float, different data types. So that's what we call casting. I've explained what casting is about. So this is casting for you. Casting for you. That is casting for you. So now let's talk about stream in detail. Let's talk about stream in detail. How do you use stream? How do you use stream? Let's talk about stream in detail. Now, I'm going to explain something to you. I told you guys that Python is an object. It has an attribute. It also has a method. Let me give you an example here. If you type gr- and put str and run it, all these things are called attributes. Attributes. All these things are called attributes. Upper, fifth case, all these things are called attributes. Attributes. Now, we are talking of attribute of strings. That's what we want to talk about. That's the attribute we are talking about. Yeah. This is a string. When you put double quotation mark or simple quotation mark, I want to see explain further to you. So, if I put at the top now, if I put here, I want to explain something for you guys. You come. You know. Okay. Oh, oh, okay. If I put something like this, Python will not give me an answer. This thing is just its attribute, upper here. Look at upper here. Here's upper. Okay, this one. This is the word. This is an attribute. Python sees this thing as an attribute, upper. If you want to tell Python what you want to do, that you want to act on that, you want everything here to be in capital letter, upper letter. You have to put what is called a double quotation mark. I mean, a double, a bracket inside. You are telling Python now, this is a method. I want you to change everything to upper. Python will now say, okay, this is a method you want me to do. It will now change everything to upper for you. So now you have an object, a string. Yeah, you have an attribute. This attribute here, as I explained, if I come back again, and click, it's telling me, what it's saying is that I've stored this thing in this position. That is, this, I've stored it. You have stored it. This is the address where you have stored this thing. He's showing me that under upper, you have stored it here. That's where you have stored it. Now, how do I see it? You have stored it at this location in the memory, in this social and so location. So how do I see it? Python, how do I see it? You now tell me, okay, for you, you have to invoke a method. Invoke a method for me. Then you will see what you want. Now, I'll now put. So now tell me. So that is the way. All these things are attributes of the string. Also, you will use them. Everything here is an attribute. It's an attribute. So if I write anything here, it's an attribute, a lowercase. If I say, okay, I come to Python and say, this one here, change everything here. There's capital letter. I come here. I remove this method here. Python will give me the address where this thing is. Because you just put it in an address here. There's no method. It's like somebody having a hand and not using it. The hand is just here in a position, and you are not using that hand. That is what this is. That's what Python is trying to make us understand. So I'm trying to tell you the nitty-gritty. Most people doesn't they'll just be writing code. They don't even understand the nitty-gritty, what they are doing. They don't understand what the code is saying, how Python is being built, what the nitty-gritty of Python is. So you have to know the nitty-gritty. You have to understand what Python is doing. So that's why I'm as much as possible to explain the nitty-gritty for you, what Python is really doing. So everything in Python, you will see list too, you will see tuple. They all have attributes and methods. We'll talk about those ones too. You will see their attributes, you will see their method. So when I put a bracket like this, I'm telling Python now, this thing is no longer an attribute, it's a method. Act on it. Now Python will now say, okay, you've given me something. You tell me I should act on it, I will act on it. You will now act on it. So I know that I'm not going to rush you guys. I'm going to take my time to teach you guys the nitty-gritty of Python. Because it's not just a matter of coding that matters, it's understanding what coding is all about. So for today, I think I'm able to try. We'll continue on the next class. Though I may be faster, but we have so many things to cover. We have so much to cover, both screen slicing, and so by Sunday we'll be talking about much. We'll go into much. We'll go into tuple. I will prepare to make sure that we cover as much as possible on Sunday. Okay. We're going to cover as much as possible. Though I may be faster than what I am doing now, but we're going to cover as much as possible on a Sunday. So I hope I'm able to do much concerning this Python with friends. Okay. So those are just that. I don't.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please appreciate our lecturer. Please appreciate him. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Please appreciate him. Send him your flowers. Send him. Appreciate him so much. Thank you very much. He's the mentor for AI Ops for the AI Vanguard Quest ecosystem. So please appreciate him. Those who will be applying for the AI Ops and Cloud engineering, you're going to meet him there. It is powerful. Is the load is and it's a Wikipedia or an encyclopedia of knowledge. So spread the word on check your chats. You see links. Spread the word. Go to just go to our Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram, and just repost. Just talk about what you learned today, and so much more that you gain insights. It's going to be just the beginning. That is the icing that he just said to you. So we'll continue on Saturday. That will be the introduction to prompt engineering. So the foundation program is an opportunity to come into the AI ecosystem, learning the language of AI, which is Python, and learning how to communicate with AI, which is prompting or prompt engineering. So these are the two core skills for this AI foundation program. And don't miss out. Block your time on Saturday by 6 p.m. And so now what happens is this. To unlock class 3 to 6, I guess you have received your mail. There's some tasks or to open the bonuses. Now, you need to share to 10 groups you are in and send a screenshot of your sharing of the flyer. I guess you already have it, but still after this section, you'll be having the link and also the flyer. I guess you already have the flyer and also you have the link. But if you don't, we'll be sending it again after this call, after this section right now. So send it to 10, then take a screenshot and send to our Telegram. By now, you should be in the Telegram ecosystem. Send to the admin there, or you can just send via the email, futuretechleadersafrica@gmail.com. So you send it there, and also send alongside the post on your WhatsApp status and send a screenshot of that also. That automatically unlocks the rest of the program from Sunday. So this is class 1 for Python. We have 2 more classes for Python. So on Saturday, we have class 1 for prompt engineering, and we also have 2 more classes after then. So to unlock the other 2 classes, which is 4 classes, you need to do those tasks to unlock the bonuses. Now, the last one, the bigger one, or the mega bonus, is there's a scholarship going on. For you to unlock the scholarship, you need to invite 20 persons to register for this foundation program. So you have now till Saturday to do so. Now to do so. Now, when you do that, how do you do that? Now, on the form, that exact same form, there's a section for referral code. Now, your referral code is your name and your, for example, now, let's say James Nova 2. That's your referral code. So how do we know you're the one? We have the database. Please use your first name. You have a database and we'll track you're the one. And when you have 20 of it for this foundation program, and you can refer 20, automatically you secure a seat in Nova 2. Other way around, how do you can also secure a seat for Nova 2 is if you can bring in 5 persons to register for Nova 2, automatically you get a scholarship from Nova 2. 2 ways. Yes, I think I linked to that earlier. So the other way is bring 20 persons to register for the foundation program, and you get automatically admitted into Nova 2. Then, or you bring 5 persons to register for Nova 2 and automatically get a scholarship for Nova 2, which is starting on the 14th of September. The foundation program ends on 13th, and the Nova 2, which has all the tiers, which have all the tracks rather, starts on the 14th of September. So you have now, for the first bonus, you have now the Saturday to get it, which is 10 and status. Then for you to get into Nova 2, you need to share this foundation program to 20 persons and make them register for it so that you can have automatic scholarship for Nova 2. And that's all for now. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for joining. So go to our social media platforms, make some noise, talk about what you learned, and let's make it better on Saturday. Come early, don't come late, so we can wrap up and end as soon as possible. Thank you very much for joining. Do have a great night and see you on Saturday. We'll be expecting and we'll be receiving your feedback and your screenshots and your interaction. Bye.
The future of Africa in AI begins now. At FTLAfrica, Nova 2 is your ignition train. Explore cutting-edge tracks built for creators and communicators.
Master the skills shaping the future of tech. Engineer systems that power the world.
Lead with responsibility. Shape the future of Africa.
Don't just watch the AI revolution. Be part of it. Apply now and ignite your journey with Nova 2.